there, YouTube friends. It's Ranee with the Woolly Llama Shop, and I am back for Silly Yarny Sister's Socktacular Saturday. And if you say, you're wearing the same shirt you are wearing Wednesday, well, it's because I'm filming these on the same day, and neither of them were Wednesday. So, with my work schedule, I kind of have to film ahead. And besides that, with any luck, when you're watching this, I'm either at home or getting ready to go home. So, no time to make a video on Saturday. So, Silly Yarny Sister's Socktacular Saturday. We are, as in me and Missi at Missi's Yarniverse and More, going on a sock adventure. And I do love myself a good adventure. 2 weeks ago, we came to you and we said, hey, we're going to make socks. Missi wants to learn how to sock. She wants to learn how to make socks. She wants to learn how to knit socks. And I want to actually finish a knit pair of socks. So those are the two goals that we have. I know how to knit already. I have started several pairs of socks and frogged them all. So I'm hoping 2026 will be the year that I actually get to wear a pair of my own knitted socks. I made a video last week, or I put a video up. If you want to learn how to knit, I did put up a cast-on tutorial so that you can practice with the cast-ons. And with any luck, at some point today, there may be another video dropping on how to do the knit stitch. I'm hoping I get the editing done. I've done a lot of videoing, but my issue is uploading. And so I live in the land of the slow upload now. Because if you see behind me, I'm still at the hotel. I've been here. At the time you're watching this, it'll have been over 3 weeks. But like I said, hopefully I get to go home. And so, not that upload is much faster at home, but it's a little bit faster. So I can just plug in my computer at home and just go to town, just upload. And hopefully y'all will have a bunch of tutorials in the near future. Just different things. I have things planned. It's just a matter of getting them, having the time to film, edit, and upload. So, still drinking the same cup of coffee as I was in the last video. Man, I'm making this cup of coffee last from Wednesday to Saturday. The magic of bulk. Whatever. So, in the first video, in the introductory video, we discussed that we were going to crochet socks first. And we want you guys to come along with us. You don't have to do what we do. You can, if you want to knit socks, you already know how to knit socks, you're welcome to knit along with us. If you want to crochet with us, you don't have to use this pattern. What we're doing is we're just inviting people to come along and make socks with us. Much like the 100 Days of Halloween, where we all went our own way, but we were all doing a common thing. That is what we're doing again here. Everybody is at different points in their life. Some people are just barely learning how to crochet. Some people are just barely learning how to knit. Some people are experienced knitters, but have never knitted a pair of socks. Some people have knitted thousands of pairs of socks. Some people have crocheted socks. It doesn't matter. We're trying to bring everybody in, knitters, crocheters, and if there's any other kind of hobby where you can make socks out of it, the more the merrier. But we're just bringing together the community to make socks. So, Missi and I are starting on the same pair of socks just because. It was suggested to Missi that she start with a pair of socks to learn sock anatomy. So, we came up with a plain sock that has no frills, no extra. It's just basic sock. It's called the vanilla sock pattern, just because it's plain, like vanilla. And so I don't know how Missy is going to carry on her video series, but for me, I've already started my sock. See, here's my progress. And I was going to do a tutorial, but I'm glad I started my sock first, because this is itsy bitsy little yarn and these are itsy bitsy little stitches. See, itsy bitsy little. So I don't know if I could do a tutorial with this. So, because I love y'all, and y'all know that I'm far away from home and I had already had everything planned, well, my plans went so I don't know why I was showing it to the camera over there, because that's not, I mean, that camera's not on right now. I have this ginormous hook that I got at Michael's. It is an M hook, and I found some very big yarn. I'm going to attempt to do tutorials with that. We'll see how it goes. I never promised that I was the best teacher in the world. I do love to teach, but trying to do it on camera is a whole nother aspect. And I mean, I'm really not, I'm just kind of working through the pattern with you. I'm not teaching you per se. If you have questions about this, wow, it got really, okay, that's the sun over there. I'm like, why is this side of my face so dark? No, that didn't help. Sorry. I got one dark side. The sun came out from behind the clouds. So now half of my face is dark. I'm sorry. You get to keep funny moments like this because I'm not going to edit it out. Anyway, what I started to say is, if you have questions, you can email me. You can drop them in the comments down below. I will do my best to help you out. And anybody else watching this, if you see a question down below and you think you can answer it, by all means, that's why we're doing this. It's a community effort to try to help each other out to make wonderful, delightful socks. And so, if you missed the video 2 weeks ago, the pattern that we're using comes from, it's a Yarnspirations pattern, and I have been given permission to do a tutorial. As long as I give permission, or as long as I give credit to Yarnspirations that it is their pattern. I would tell you who the author is, but I don't see an author on this. It is just, it is under it's Patton's Croy Yarn, which is a Yarnspiration company. They fit under Yarnspirations. And it is the Patton's Croy Socks toe up socks to crochet. I don't know if I explained this in the last video. I've forgotten since I filmed it so long ago. I prefer my socks toe up just because I don't like grafting seams. My toes do not like seams. So I found for my toes that it just works best. And you'll see it when we start the actual tutorial for this. You will see that there isn't really a seam there. You crochet around the chain. In the same way with knit. You will knit both sides of the toe so there's nothing to sew shut. Now, maybe someday when I get better at making socks and such, I might find a way that I can close the seam that it doesn't bother my toes. Otherwise, somebody might end up with all of my sock rejects that my feet don't like. But, so that is kind of my plan. I'm going to, with mine, oh, by the way, you can find this particular sock yarn at Michael's. I can't endorse it one way or another because, I mean, I have started a pair of socks with it. I like the way it knits. I like the way it feels. But as actually making a whole pair of socks out of it, like I said, I have never made a whole pair of socks. I haven't even finished one sock yet. So, I do know it's a little on the expensive side. I mean, for my taste, it's like $6 or $7 for one ball, and you need 2 balls for, well, on this pattern it says from children to ladies, you need 2 balls. If you're making men's socks, you need 3. So, I mean, I guess, you know, you're going to pay that much for good quality yarn. So anyway, don't ask my opinion on the price of yarn because I think it's all overpriced. I'm a cheapskate. I'll admit it. I hate paying full price for anything. Now, at the time of filming, I do know that Michael's has a sale going on right now. Buy one, get one 50% off. So that makes it a little more palatable. That makes it, let's see, $10.50 for 2. So I think somewhere in the neighborhood of 10. But so the way I kind of want to do this, and it never does me well to tell you my plans because my plans change. I like to be so organized and, you know, have plans, and then my plans go. So after I finish this little part, I'm going to film maybe the first 10, 15 rows or so, you know, however long till I get tired of filming, of the sock pattern. And then, you know, I will show you, you know, I already showed you my progress over here on this. So each week, if the tutorial thing works out, I'll be doing some tutorial and I will show you some progress on the sock that I'm making. Now, see, even that's deviated from my original plan, which was to do a tutorial on one sock and work on the other sock during the week. See how my plans changed? I'm just a real human being, y'all. I'm not perfect. Not perfect in the least. So, but I do hope you'll join us. Still have not heard from Mr. Llama as to whether there's going to be a sock patch involved, but there may be a sock patch involved for those of you collecting patches. We are working out of a book, but I'm not going to mention that until we get there, because I think I mentioned it in the last video. I will try to link my own video down below. But I don't think we'll when I get ready for that, like maybe the week or 2 before, I will relink it. And if you have any suggestions about good sock patterns or good books for socks, I have a couple more at home that I really enjoy. I may work out of those. So anyway, that's all for the future. For right now, we're doing plain vanilla toe-up socks for the next few weeks because I'm fairly certain it's going to take a while. If crochet socks are anything like knit socks, which I think the crochet is going faster, but it's still going to take a while because I've been working on this for like a week. But I mean, to be fair, I do have other projects going on at the same time. I have commissioned items, plus I have other stuff going on. So it might go faster if I only worked on one thing at a time, but then y'all would never have any content to watch. Just saying. Decisions. You want to see progress, you want to see content. But anyway, I digress. So, I'm going to end this part, and I'm going to say, I'll see you on the next one. But then following this, there'll be a little tutorial, I hope. And if not, just know something went horribly wrong. And also be on the lookout at some future point for a knit stitch tutorial. And hopefully a project. But we'll see how that goes also. I have so much stuff up here I want to share with you guys. I just can't get it out fast enough. If only there was like 36 hours in a day and I didn't have to work for a living. Who knows? Anyway, Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Hey there, YouTube friends. I am back. This is Ranee from the Woolly Llama Shop, and this is going to be my attempt to help you crochet a pair of socks. Never mind the fact that the sock will not be worn when we get done. Number one, I'm making the child sock, and number two, I am using yarn that is way wrong for this. I'm using this 5-weight, nice, heavy, thick stuff that will be easier for you to see, I hope. So I am using the Patents Croy pattern, and it is the Patents Croy Toe Up Sock. And now you'll notice that I have the ladies 5'6" highlighted because that's my size. But for this demonstration, I'm going to be doing the child 2 to 4 years, just simply for the fact because there'll be less stitches. Hopefully I'll have enough to do the whole, I'll have enough of a skein of yarn to do a whole child sock. I do encourage you that, see where it says finished foot length, please take the time to measure your foot and find the appropriate size. Otherwise your socks will not fit. And if you have not done your tension, make sure you do your tension first to make sure, do a gauge swatch to make sure that you have the right hook size. So with that, well, let's get started. It does not say, however, to use, it doesn't say that you need stitch markers, but I have found that stitch markers make it easier, and it does mention about placing stitch markers. So I think we all have stitch markers lurking around. I have 3 different ones, or I mean I have two of one color and one of another color. It does not tell me that, but that makes it easier, I think, to have 2 different color ones, simply because these are going to be placed at one spot and this will mark the beginning of my round. So let's start with a slip knot, hopefully, and this is not a learn how to crochet type thing. I'm assuming that you already know how to I'm assuming you already know how to crochet. I'm just kind of working through the pattern with you to help you get started in case there's any rough spots. So far I'm working ahead with the regular sock yarn, and I haven't had any issues yet. So alright, let's get started. So with mine, it tells me for this itty bitty little sock to chain 6. You chain however many you need to get what you need for your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So skipping that one, we're going to go here. And I'm trying to make this nice and loose, so it may not look the best, but I'm trying to make it loose so you can see where I'm going. I ordinarily chain tighter than this, and I have a tighter tension than this, but this is all for you guys because I love you. So single crochet in the first. Okay, 1 single crochet in each of the next 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to take a second right here, okay, and put this yellow one back in the first, right here, in the very first single crochet I made. That way I know that's my first single crochet. Also, while we're here, there are 2 different ways to make a single crochet, and I'll show you real quick. So you go in, you can either see how I wrap behind the hook, and I mean you finish it like normal, or you can crochet over your hook. So, and you finish it. So how you wrap your yarn is going to make a difference in your stitch. So you need to kind of pay attention every time to make the same stitch. I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but if you, my preference is to go behind, and it makes a tighter stitch. I do a lot of amigurumi, and so that is kind of the recommended way to do amigurumi, and so that's just kind of my preferred way to do it. So we've done the 3. So then it says 3 single crochets in the last. 1, 2, oops. And I'm not used to working with such a big hook and big yarn, so of course this is going to be awkward too. Now when you make that 3rd one, you're just going to swing it right around to the other side. Okay, so I have 3 in that last one. And what I'm going to do with this green one, even though it hasn't told me yet, I'm going to stick it in that 2nd one right there. So now it says working into the opposite side of the chain, 1 single crochet in each of the next 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 single crochets in the last chain. 1, 2. Now if you can imagine, I put a green one in the 2nd one here. So this counts as our 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be our 2nd one where we're going to put the green one. Now right now they're side by side, but they're not always going to be that way. And that brings us back to the beginning. It tells us to join with a slip stitch into the 1st chain. I mean into the 1st single crochet. So I took out my stitch marker. I'm going to slip stitch. And I'm going to go right into the next round. Well, actually no, I'm going to stop. It's a good habit to get into to count your stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then this right here is our slip stitch. We don't count it, which is a valuable thing to know. Don't count your slip stitch. So then, now back to the constructions. It says chain 1, 1 single crochet in the same space as the slip stitch. So right here where I slip stitched, we're going to put that single crochet, and immediately we're going to put our stitch marker in that one we made. So all right, 1 in the same space as the single crochet, 1 in each of the next 4. So you're going to do however many. Mine is 4, yours is probably more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now if you notice something, it takes you right up to that where that green stitch marker is. Excuse me. 3 in the next single crochet, and it says, now it tells you to use the stitch marker, placing the marker on the center single crochet. So I'm going to take my green one out, and here we go. Oops. Make sure I'm only getting the top of it. 1, 2, 3. Now if at any point you need to pause or whatever, you can hit pause. I'll be here when you get back. So we're going to put it, whoops, right here. Okay, now you don't have to use these stitch markers, but it will make your life a lot easier to make sure you have correct stitch counts and to make sure you're putting those 3 single crochets in the right place. So 1 single crochet in each of the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that should bring us to the green stitch marker, where we are going to put 3 in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we're going to stop for a second, put that green stitch marker back in there, and now 1 single crochet, let's see, here. So we have, it doesn't say 2. I think the pattern might be wrong here. Let's see, 4, 5, placing a marker. Okay, yes. So there is a problem right here. You do need to add 1 right here. It doesn't say 2, but you do. So because this is our slip stitch right here, and if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you've got your center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to keep it even, so that the pattern, I need to send them an email and let them know they're missing a single crochet there. And then let's see, it says to slip stitch chain 1. Well, first let's it says so that we're going to have 16. So let me stop and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, 16. Well, maybe we didn't need that. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. But I still think we need an extra one there. No, anyway, okay, we're going to do it like the pattern says. But I have an extra one there. Okay, well, 16. We're going to go with them. See, this is why I don't like to do tutorials. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I'm going to go with it. We're going to slip stitch into that, chain 1, and here we go. Okay, now you just have to be careful when you're doing this that you don't single crochet into your slip stitch, and you don't count your slip stitch. So single crochet into the first where we slip stitched, and then it says 1 single crochet in each single crochet to the next marked single crochet. So we're going to do 1 in each one of these, but we got to stop and put, see how that could get confusing? See right there how you could very easily, if you don't put a stitch marker in there, how you could totally miss your beginning. So let me get some more yarn here, which, by the way, if you're wondering what I'm using, it is called, I don't recommend this for socks, by the way, Loops and Threads Impressions, not sponsored or affiliated. It is Pink Grapefruit, 100% acrylic, machine wash, tumble dry, no chlorine bleach, iron using low heat, dry clean using any solvent. So scan here for a free pattern, in case you were wondering, in case you like it. It is a 5-weight, and they recommend a J hook. I am using, for demonstration purposes, an M hook. Okay, now back to this. So 1 in each one. To the marked, and you're going to see a pattern here for the first few rounds. We're going to keep going here, and you're going to put 3 in this one. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to turn, and let's see, 3 and 8 to mark twice. Okay, so then it tells you to do the same thing again, 1 in each one. It tells you to do it twice, so this is the second time right here. 1 in each one around. Oops, here I am off camera, not even paying any attention, watching the crochet and not watching the camera. Okay, so here I am back at the marked stitch, and I'm going to put 3 in there. 1, 2, 3. Then it says 1 single crochet in each single crochet to the end of the round. So we only have 1 right there. Now remember, this is your slip stitch, this very last one right here. So do not see it when it says single crochet. Okay, that's a single crochet right there. You have to learn to read your stitches. Single crochet. Let me pull out of this for a second. Okay, single crochet. See how it has a V and then there's something over top of it? And then if you look over here, there's no V. It just goes straight across. So you do not do anything in that single crochet or that slip stitch right there. Single crochets have V's, slip stitches are straight. that can really mess you up if you stitch in the wrong one. And it helps if you pay attention, because each round, so like on the next round we're going to have 2 single crochets and then the stitch marker, because each time we're increasing 1. Now before we slip stitch, let's count. I should have 20. I don't know how many y'all gonna have, but I got 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I have the correct stitch count. I think that's where I got hung up last time. I think I was going to try to slip stitch in, or I was going to try to single crochet in my slip stitch. Okay, so we're closing off the round, and we're going to chain 1, and then put this down for a minute. It says repeat the last round, so we're going to repeat round 3, and it tells you how many times to repeat it. So I need to repeat it 5 times. I need to repeat it 5 times for my size. Now, for my actual size, I need to repeat it 7 times. So then it gives you different instructions once you get past that. So I'm going to get these next 5 rounds done. I'm going to kind of super duper it, and then I'm going to get you to the next round where, you know, it actually starts to make the sock. So let me I'm going to put you guys on pause for a minute. It'll only be a second for you guys, but it'll probably be 20 or 30 minutes for me. So I'm going to put y'all on pause, and I'll be back. Okay, friends, I'm back. And so I have this thing that looks like, it's hard to get it all in the shot here. Looks like this. Kind of looks like a leaf, but it poofs up in the middle. And so I have joined back with a slip stitch, and it says place marker at the end of the last round. So I've been doing that anyway, but now you're going to leave that there, because we're going to measure from this. Now basically the instructions say chain 1 single in each single crochet to the end of the round, join with a slip stitch. So, and we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep going around and around and around until it measures to your foot length, which in my case I'd do 3.5 inches for this little sock here. Which my yarn, it's going to be a weird looking sock when I get done. But anyway, so yeah, just leave. You can take these 2 out, take the green ones out, but leave the one at the beginning so you can measure from that. And that's going to be the end of this week's tutorial. So I think that's a good place to stop. So we got the toe done, and like I say, 1 in each one around until you get to your foot length. So with that, I guess I will bid you farewell and good luck with your socks. If you need me before next Saturday, you can always reach me by email. It's always listed in the description box down below. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.